Welcome back to Karis Investment, where investments are made simple. Guys, hope you're joining us today. We are live. Now, it's very important to know when to invest in a company and when to wait until the price is more attractive. And this is why we're doing this video for today, is so we could share with you guys when is the best time to invest in the stock market, in particular stocks, or even in real estate, and when to invest in mortgages as well as starting your own business. Guys, my name is Ken, entrepreneur, investor in stock market, in the real estate industry, and as well, of course, in mortgages. And I do own my own small businesses. Guys, it's great to be here. It is an exciting day. It's June 1st. It's Wednesday. If you guys have been subscribed to my channel, you guys understand that we create videos of when to enter a trade and when to exit a trade and what I think is the best opportunity in the market. Let's jump into the intro for a bit and then we'll get back to why we think it's an exciting day and is Mullen is at the price right now that you guys should invest and hold. Welcome back. Absolutely. Now, guys, on my screen, as you can tell, we're looking at Mullen Automotive. Now, if you guys have been following my channel, I created a lot of videos and I tell you guys that, hey, always buy low and hold. It's very simple. It's very old school. It's the simplest way that you can invest and make money in the stock market. Hopefully you guys were watching. Hopefully you guys were taking those tips as usual, guys. I cannot tell you that you must buy a stock. You have to make that decision by yourself. Please note that investment can be very risky when not done properly. Please invest responsibly and always do your research before you invest. Now, as usual, if you're not sure, you can watch a ton of videos, do a ton of research. But at the end of the day, guys, to protect your money, speak to a financial advisor if you're still uncertain, because it's a stock market. You can lose money as well as you can make money. Now, if you're joining us right now, we're looking at Mullen Automotive. If you take a look right now, we can see that Mullen is up 7% for the day. Another brutal, amazing day in general. Now, the stock market have been down, but there's two stocks that actually have been doing exceptionally well. And we cover these stocks on this channel. One is Mullen, and the second stock that actually is doing amazing today is Endo International. So hopefully you guys are keeping up to date with what's going on. As usual, I can only do my part by sharing what I think is a great opportunity, and then the rest is actually up to you guys. Now, if you take a look at my screen, you could see that Mullen, it opens the day at $1.49. In the pre-market this morning, it was up at $1.53, but it opens at $1.49, then drops to $1.46. And then we saw it has a day high of $1.68. Now, the big news is yesterday we saw a breakout in Mullen. We saw it was trading in the pre-market and closed just below 98 cents per share. And then yesterday we saw it opens the day and it went for a huge run up to $1.26, and then we saw a pullback. Then obviously we saw it runs up again to $1.44, and then in the day we saw a few pullback here and there in the stock, and then we saw a huge run up breaking $1.55. So anyone that made trades yesterday, you could have still make a lot of profit, and even today, because we saw it pulls back later on the day yesterday, $1.38. In the aftermarket yesterday, I did a trade as well. It was still in the $1.41, but ultimately today we saw it goes up again to $1.68. So yesterday you could have made a good 48% in profit, and if you bought in the aftermarket yesterday, you could have made another 20-something% again. Now, if you guys recall, we created a video and we created so many videos in terms of Mullen, but last week I answered a few questions for a few people that was guessing what's going on and if it was a good stock to hold. And as I said before, we got to be patient. in terms of what's going on. This is great news if you're thinking long term, and also if you're thinking short term as well. This is absolutely still good news if you are a shareholder for this company. Now, the reason why the stock price obviously is skyrocketed, as you can see this morning here, is that Mullen actually announced the result of their solid state battery, and it blew everyone's mind, and the stock just went on a huge run and continues to surprise investors. Now, the main thing you need to know is that in terms of the battery testing in their Indiana facility, it shows here as reported that results from the solid state test rated for 300 amp and 3.7 volts, tested at 343.28 amp and 4.2 volt, exceeding expectations. So basically the range right now, initially they were thinking anywhere from 450 to 520 miles per charge, but now the test has revealed that this battery could actually brings you up to 600 miles. Right now, this is when they actually apply this to the application in the car itself. So this is a mind-blowing in terms of result for the company. This is very, very big news. Now, it's so funny because I was looking through a few research in the weeks earlier, and a few analysts were giving a lot of bad suggestions. That's why it's very important, guys, to make sure that you're doing your own report, because a few analysts was commenting how they were unsure if Mullen and if they were gonna do good and if they're gonna able to consistently like stay over $1 per share. People were actually questioning if the battery is possible to sustain any charge. And we can see a lot of negativity that came into this that says, hey, if we're considering Mullen in terms of QuantumScape, they saw that QuantumScape spend like 94% more in research and development. I think Mullen only spent about 30 million in terms of research and development, and people are questioning that, hey, you spend just 30 plus million in 2021. Are you sure that's enough in to invest in this tech to see if it could come to fruition? Now, this result, again, if they could sustain this result once they bring it in the car application, and if it's proven, then definitely it's going to be a big thing. Now, they do have a few scheduled to make a few round trips from California to multiple states in the United States. They're going to go around and do more testing. Now, the great thing with solid state, guys, as you know, it's dense, it's faster charge on the compare of charging your lithium and the batteries. For example, Tesla and the other cars that using the traditional lithium batteries, it takes a longer time. In terms of the solid state, we understand that it takes anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes for a full charge, and it could gives you up to 600 miles. So that's amazing in terms of the range, if it could translate into the car and give that result. Now, guys, if you want to take more look into Mullen, you could definitely go on their website. If you go to mullenusa.com, they have a ton of information in terms of the cars that they carry. We can see the 5 here, which is the SUV crossover. This is one of the car that they will be using the battery in. Now, the only strange thing is on the website, it shows 325 miles, but the test proves they can go up to 600 miles. So I guess these information will probably get up to date in terms of which battery is going to go in these car. But make sure you do some research before you go and invest. Again, if you take a look back in the last month, a lot of people were unsure. We saw the stock was down below 77 cents per share. But at that time, I created a video and I tell everyone that says, hey, at these prices, this is when we need to start buying and holding long term. So whoever who bought into that, it's a great opportunity, because then you made 100% in less than 2 weeks in profit, right? And this is what we want. We want people to make profit. We want people to make money, right? And this is why it said in terms of Mullen, it's a great situation for anyone. Take a look in the EV space, guys. Not many companies you can see with the potential of what this company has in store, and it's trading in $1 per share, right? This is still mind blowing. If you consider Mullen right now, At roughly $1 per share, it's a steal. At 77 cents, at 80 cents per share, it is mind-blowing why anyone would second guess this. And the reason why people were second guessing this is because a lot of different analysts from Wall Street was punching out a lot of different information in terms of if the stock really worth it. If you take a look, volume is always high in terms of Mullen, something hitting 200 million, right? Yet people are told that, hey, it's gonna crash. But the main thing you need to understand with Mullen, we have seen it gone down. But the good thing from my point of view is that, okay, we see that $1.02 around this range, about $1.02. It's where I think the floor is right now. It could break that support, but in my opinion, around $1.02, from anything I'd say from $1 to $1.05, it's the bottom range in terms of where it could go back. So it's still a potential to go higher. Now, keep in mind, if we're looking at Mullen from where it was, the stock is technically down by like 93%, 95%. So if you're thinking of going long term, this is definitely a company that you should consider. As usual, guys, I cannot tell you that you must go out and buy this company, but in my opinion, it is a no-brainer. It is a great opportunity. Number one, and the company, cars looks amazing. Number two, the quality have reported is in line with comparable vehicles. And number three, of course, in terms of the battery solution, listen, I think Mullen is following the footstep of Tesla. They're trying to make everything in-house in terms of the vehicle and in terms of the battery. If they could get the battery right, and if they could get the vehicle portion right, then this is going to be amazing opportunity, in my opinion. Of course, do some research before you invest. If you're still not sure if you want to invest in this company, I would still recommend for you to still do the research, right? Just do the research first, and then if you don't want to go in at this moment, just make an alert. If the platform you're using, for example, if it gives an alert option, then you can go in and make an alert that says, you know what, if it starts to, like, you can just do something like says, okay, you know what, if it crosses $2.50 per share, okay, you can set an alert there. So if it starts to surge, then it will notify you, right? It's a good way. But I strongly think that Mullen will definitely cross his back over at least $5 to $6 per share very, very soon. Now, you got to be patient, right? I told you guys this 2 weeks back or a month back as well, that says, hey, if it drops to $1, for sure I'm buying. It drops below 80 cents per share, for sure I'm buying. Each time it drops below $1, I keep adding shares into this company because I know one day, in terms of the like potential, it's a great discount. This is like a 90%, 95% discount that we're looking at right now. It's a similar situation with Rivian, right? And we saw people bought up in the 120 and 140. Then it breaks $20 per share. You cannot guess at $20 per share. That's a big 80, 90% drop. So the only difference with Rivian and with Mullen is that if you don't have a lot of money to buy, for example, Rivian, or to buy Tesla and Lucid and Neo, and then this is a great opportunity for someone that is actually entering the market if they want to own some shares in a company in the EV space. I strongly recommend that you consider companies such as Mullen for sure, because it has great potential. If you want to invest in the EV in general or in electric, any of those companies such as CleanSpark that's still trading with a huge price tag discount, it's still a great opportunity. But in terms of in the automotive section, at $1.52, I would be more comfortable if you guys were getting it closer to $1 per share or $1.10 per share. Now, obviously, it could pull back, but you got to be patient as well. It could goes higher. Now, if you got it in the last 2 weeks when I recommended, it would have been a great opportunity, but we can't say if. We just got to position ourselves for the future. But again, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, peace out. Have a safe weekend. I'll be back next week with a live footage. Hopefully, I'll have my camera working by then, and we'll go back to our regular schedule. So until next time, peace out.